Denmark, a country smaller than a single province in Vietnam, where people pay up to 55% in taxes and still rank among the happiest in the world. A place where bicycles replace cars, swimming doesn't require a swimsuit, and Santa Claus actually receives letters every year. What makes this little nation so special? Join us as we explore a world of slow living, minimalist charm, and poetic everyday moments in this video. Denmark, small in size, grand in vision. Modestly located in Northern Europe, with a total area of just around 43,000 km², smaller than Vietnam's Hygge province, Denmark stands out as one of the most influential nations when it comes to lifestyle philosophy, social welfare, and design innovation. Its main territory lies on the Jutland Peninsula, accompanied by over 400 islands of various sizes. This country isn't just known for its harmonious blend of land and sea, but also as the cradle of happy minimalism. A place where quality of life, peace of mind, and community spirit take precedence above all else. Rather than chasing flashy material standards, Danes focus on building a fair society, one with free education, universal health care, and mutual trust as an invisible national asset. Despite its small size, Denmark's intellectual and cultural stature has inspired many global powers to reconsider their own development priorities. Who would have thought that a country smaller than Vietnam's Nghệ An province could make the whole world take notes? What do you think? If Vietnam tried living the Danish minimalist way, would the morning traffic finally disappear? Christiania, a gentle rebellion in the heart of Copenhagen. Located right in the bustling heart of Copenhagen, Christiania, also known as the Free City, is a one-of-a-kind self-governing community where rebellion and order coexist in a truly unique form. Founded in 1971 by artists, hippies, and liberal activists, this enclave quickly became a symbol of peaceful resistance against consumer society and traditional power structures. Christiania has no police, pays no taxes, and does not follow state management systems. Yet it functions smoothly thanks to highly democratic internal agreements, where decisions are made through public discussions and community consensus. Residents here live minimally, respect personal space, and prioritize art, recycling, and sustainable living. Though not free from controversy, especially regarding cannabis regulation, Christiania has been tolerated by the Danish government as a social experiment zone where individual freedom is pushed to its highest limits. In a world increasingly homogenized in lifestyle, Christiania serves as a reminder that being different isn't the same as being wrong, and that freedom, when paired with responsibility, can indeed thrive without coercion. Christiania has no police, no taxes, no complicated rules, and yet it runs just fine. Sounds like a dream? In Denmark, that dream is real. So tell me, if you had a week to live in Christiania, what would you bring? A guitar, a tent, or a free spirit? Drop a comment so I know I'm not the only one daydreaming. Danish women, a living model of modern Nordic feminism. Danish women represent a form of feminism that doesn't need loud declarations. They embody it through independent, confident, and pragmatic ways of living. In their daily lives, women are not bound by conventional beauty standards or traditional gender roles. They wear minimal makeup, dress comfortably, and handle everything themselves, from assembling furniture to managing finances, from raising children to building careers. The greatest value Danish society offers women is not just legal equality, but a cultural foundation that enables women to thrive fully, without having to sacrifice themselves or depend on men. Household duties and child-rearing are naturally shared between genders, and women are expected to be strong and sharp, not necessarily sweet or gentle by East Asian norms. Their feminism is not found on banners, but woven into daily choices, choosing to live alone, becoming a single mother, working in technical fields, or taking a break from work to restore balance. This is a generation of women who don't need to rely on others to be loved. They are loved for being self-reliant. Nude beaches, freedom of the body, liberation of the mind. In many countries, public nudity is considered taboo. But in Denmark, swimming in the sea without a single piece of clothing is viewed as part of a natural, open, and body-positive lifestyle. Danes don't perceive the human body through a lens of sexuality or strict morality. To them, it is simply a natural extension of nature. So nudity isn't shocking, isn't scrutinized, and isn't something to be hidden. During the summer months, it's common to see young people, seniors, and even families sunbathing and swimming together in a fully natural state. Remarkably, many even maintain the habit of sea bathing in the icy depths of winter as a ritual to boost health, improve circulation, and strengthen mental resilience. The feeling of being one with nature, unburdened by clothing, is seen as a form of psychological liberation, helping people confront themselves in the truest sense. Here, freedom isn't about exhibition. It's rooted in respect. No one stares, no one gossips. Each individual is allowed to simply be, an unjudged body, an uncriticized mind. That is true freedom, freedom with dignity and harmony with nature. Must-visit destinations, where history, nature, and childhood converge. Denmark may be small in size, but it boasts globally iconic destinations. Kronborg Castle, immortalized by Shakespeare in Hamlet, is not only a Renaissance architectural marvel but also a cultural emblem, where history and theater walk hand in hand. Skagen, where the Skagerrak and Kattegat seas meet, creates a surreal natural phenomenon in which two ocean currents remain visibly separate, a beautiful destination that also sparks reflection on boundaries and harmony in nature. Hygge, Denmark's oldest town, takes you back to the Middle Ages with cobblestone streets, timber-framed houses, and a nostalgic atmosphere. And of course, Legoland, a theme park founded by the legendary Lego brand, is a paradise for all ages, where imagination comes to life through tiny, colorful plastic bricks. From grand history to stunning nature to cherished childhood memories, Denmark offers a complete and enriching experience for every type of traveler. Danish cuisine, simple flavors with the soul of the North. Danish cuisine doesn't aim to overwhelm with bold flavors or intricate techniques. It reflects a lifestyle of moderation, focused on quality, nutrition, and family connection. Dishes like rye bread, rugbrød, pickled herring, and pan-fried meatballs, frikadeller, may seem humble, but they carry a life philosophy. Eat slowly, eat seasonally, and eat to bond. Crispy pork belly with parsley sauce is a traditional dish often served during holidays, linked to family meals where generations gather around the same table. Desserts made with wild berries, with their natural sweet-sour taste, exemplify the Danish preference for local ingredients and pure flavors. Here, food is not just sustenance. It nourishes the spirit. In a globalized world where fast food and processed meals dominate, Denmark preserves its culinary identity through simplicity and sophistication, emphasizing connection, space, and emotion in every meal. This is the essence of Hygge, when an ordinary meal can become a deeply joyful moment if shared in warmth. Danish food looks simple, but hits you right in the heart and the stomach. If a plate of frikadeller magically landed in front of you right now, would you dig in or snap a pic first? Comment below. Are you team eat now or team post first? Coffee culture, a ritual of slowness in a modern society. In Denmark, coffee is more than just a beverage. It's a symbol of living slowly, deeply, and meaningfully. With over 8 kilos of coffee consumed per person each year, Denmark ranks among the top coffee-consuming countries in the world. But what's remarkable is that people here don't drink it just to stay awake for work. They drink it to create a pause in the fast-paced rhythm of life. The coffee pause, a short break to sip coffee and chat, is an essential part of office culture, family life, and social relationships. Small cafes with candlelight and quiet interiors offer the perfect setting for connection. No tech interruptions, no blaring ads, just people and conversation. Denmark's coffee culture is a gentle reminder. Make time for others, for yourself, and for the thoughts you haven't yet spoken. It reflects a society that doesn't chase blind productivity, but values the importance of slowing down, reflecting, and sharing. In every cup of coffee lies a distilled life philosophy. You don't need much, just enough. Enough to connect. The national flag, a symbol of togetherness, not just patriotism. The Danish national flag, Dannebrog, a white cross on a red background, is considered the oldest national flag still in use today. But in Denmark, it's not limited to political events or national celebrations. For Danes, the flag is a symbol of joy and togetherness, appearing at birthdays, weddings, graduations, and even on the first day of school. It represents unity, celebration, and family connection. At birthday parties, it's common to see the Danish flag placed on cakes, strung around rooms, or attached to gift boxes, as a way of sending good wishes and expressing national pride through the most intimate moments. The way Danes use their flag is not about formality. It reflects a culture that values community and identity, where patriotism doesn't need grand declarations. It begins in the small, warm moments of everyday life. Unique festivals, where tradition, music, and light unite. Denmark is home to festivals that are not only vibrant, but deeply rooted in culture and spiritual meaning. The Midsummer Bonfire Festival, St. Hans Eve, held on the night of June 23rd, is a centuries-old tradition celebrating the summer solstice. People gather by the sea around towering bonfires, sing traditional folk songs, and burn a symbolic witch effigy to ward off evil and welcome good fortune. The festival's atmosphere is both joyful and sacred, set against the glowing backdrop of the northern sunset. Meanwhile, the Roskilde Festival, one of the largest music festivals in Europe, has become a declaration of contemporary culture. From humble beginnings as a non-profit event in 1971, Roskilde has evolved into an international stage for hundreds of artists and tens of thousands of fans, blending music, creativity, and social responsibility. It's more than just a festival. It's a cultural movement where young people discover freedom and connection. Christmas in Denmark begins early, often as soon as October. Twinkling candles, seasonal Christmas beer, julebryg, brewed specially for the holidays, and advent calendars offering daily surprises for children, turn the cold winter into the most magical time of year. It's not only a celebration of Christ's birth, but also a time for family, sharing, and renewed faith in the good things in life. Bicycles, a Nordic lifestyle of sustainability and freedom. In Denmark, especially in Copenhagen, the bicycle is more than a mode of transportation. It's a symbol of a civilized, eco-friendly, and responsible way of life. With over 50% of the capital's residents commuting by bike, rain, or snow, this is a vivid testament to the philosophy of slow but meaningful living. The city has invested heavily in bike-friendly infrastructure, from dedicated bike lanes and traffic lights to bridges built exclusively for two-wheelers. Here, cycling isn't associated with poverty or haste, but with modern individuals who understand the value of clean air, flexibility, and the peaceful joy of weaving through leafy streets. The absence of engine noise and pollution has made Copenhagen a global model for future cities, where progress is not traded for quality of life. In Copenhagen, riding a bike isn't about being broke, it's about living smart. So tell me, if you had to choose tomorrow morning, Traffic jam or a peaceful ride through the leaf-lined streets? What would you pick? Drop a comment. Let's see if we share the same green, clean, and chill vibe. Life in Copenhagen, when a capital city has the soul of a village. As Denmark's political, cultural, and economic center, Copenhagen still preserves a distinct identity: calm, gentle, and deeply human. Unlike the usual image of a bustling and noisy capital, this city feels like a fairy tale town where people live slowly, mindfully, and with self-awareness amid modern life. Copenhageners don't measure success by speed or output, but by the quality of each lived moment. They take time to read by wooden-framed windows, stroll along quiet canals, or sit in cozy cafes where candlelight soothes away worries. Bicycles are neatly parked by the curb, rooftop gardens thrive, local food markets flourish, and open-air concerts are part of daily life, all creating an urban rhythm closely intertwined with nature and community. Copenhagen feels like a city that knows how to breathe, not rushed, not flashy, but soulful, poetic, and refined. It proves that a modern city doesn't have to be chaotic. It can be a warm melody, a place where people fully live in tune with their emotions. Santa's mailbox, a childhood dream come true in real life. In Denmark, Santa Claus doesn't just live in fairy tales. He exists in the hearts and traditions of the people. Every year, thousands of children send handwritten letters to Greenland, the snowy Danish territory considered Santa's winter home. And the magical part? Many receive replies, lovingly written and mailed by postal elves, volunteers acting as Santa's helpers. These letters are more than just paper. They are a bridge between dreams and reality, between children and a world of magic. In a digital era where everything is fast, easy, and forgettable, a child carefully writing a letter, sticking a stamp, and anxiously awaiting a reply is a way of preserving imagination and pure human emotion. For adults, that mailbox is a gentle reminder. Sometimes, the most innocent beliefs form the foundation of a kinder, more compassionate world. Because when we continue to believe in goodness, magic truly has a chance to happen. 55% income tax, a financial burden or the foundation of collective happiness. In many countries, an income tax rate as high as 55% is controversial and often viewed as a heavy economic burden. But in Denmark, this number is voluntarily accepted and even embraced with pride. Because here, taxes are not seen as something lost, but as an investment in collective well-being, in a comprehensive welfare system that people genuinely trust. Thanks to this tax model, education from preschool to university is completely free. Public health care is of high quality. The unemployed are well supported, and no one is left behind due to circumstances. What's even more admirable is the transparency and efficiency of the government system, making people feel that every tax dollar they contribute truly matters. While many countries struggle between cutting taxes to stimulate consumption and raising taxes to cover public spending, Denmark offers a different model: paying taxes to build trust, peace of mind, and a fair society. A society where sharing is not seen as a sacrifice, but as the foundation for sustainable, inclusive development. Hygge, the Danish way of living, hidden in candlelight and gentle smiles. It's not easy to translate the word hygge because it's not just a concept, but a feeling, a way of life that captures the essence of being Danish. Hygge is the warmth of sitting with friends under soft candlelight, the quiet moment beside a cup of hot cocoa, or the sound of soft laughter around the kitchen table on a cold winter evening. Danes consciously create hygge, not through luxury, but through small details. A cozy blanket, the smell of freshly baked cinnamon cookies, soft jazz music, the golden glow of lights on wooden walls, and the genuine presence we give to one another. Hygge is about disconnecting from the outside world in order to reconnect with our inner selves. In a society that's always rushing, Hygge is how Danes slow down to live more deeply. It's not about escapism, but a quiet affirmation that joy and lasting happiness come from simplicity, from honest moments rather than excessive materialism. Thanks to this philosophy of life, Denmark is not just a country with good policies, but a place where people truly know how to savor life, heart, and soul. Hygge sounds soft, but once you feel it, you're hooked. Ever had your own Hygge moment? You know, hot tea, a cozy blanket, and deep chats with your favorite people? Drop a comment and let's see who else is vibing with the art of chill. High cost of living, but matched by exceptional quality of life. There's no denying that living in Denmark is expensive, averaging between $1,200 and $2,100 per month per person, depending on the city and lifestyle. But what matters is that these costs reflect the true value of what residents receive in return. Rent, utilities, food, and public transport may be higher than the European average, but in exchange you get safety, efficient public services, clean air, and an almost ideal welfare system. In Denmark, you don't need to pay for private health insurance, worry about university tuition, or dread hospital bills. All of that has already been prepaid through the tax system. And when living costs come with high satisfaction in public services and a peaceful, green, and cleaner environment, it no longer feels expensive. It becomes a fair price for a high-quality life. Denmark stands as living proof that high costs aren't necessarily an obstacle. They can be the true value of things that are genuinely worth it. Minimalist design, where aesthetics and function blend in harmony. Denmark is not only the birthplace of globally iconic interior design pieces, it's also the cradle of a distinct Nordic design philosophy. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. From the soft curves of the Eames chair to the moonlight-like glow of Louis Poulsen lamps and the clean lines of mid-century Scandinavian wooden tables, every item is not just beautiful in form, but also functional, human-friendly, and environmentally conscious. This philosophy stems from lifestyle and climate. In a country with long winters and limited daylight, Danes prioritize cozy, minimalist spaces that enhance comfort and efficiency. Their designs always strike a balance between utility and emotion, never excessive in detail, yet full of warmth, elegance, and tranquility. That's why Danish design is found in five-star hotels, art studios, and modern homes across the world, not just as furniture, but as a globally admired aesthetic way of life. Freedom of speech, a right rooted in self-awareness and respect. As one of Europe's pioneers of free speech, Denmark affirms that every citizen has the right to express their opinions, even if those views are minority, critical, or controversial. What's remarkable, however, isn't just the legal protection of this right, but the cultural norm of self-regulation that makes freedom sustainable and responsible. Danes understand that speech holds power, and with that power comes ethical responsibility. They may criticize the government, oppose policies, or engage in passionate debate on social issues, but always without personal attacks, inciting hatred, or crossing the line into harm. Here, freedom isn't grounded in "I have the right to speak," but in "How can I speak in a way that is right and kind?" Thanks to a culture of civil dialogue and high community awareness, Denmark has largely avoided the negative consequences other countries face, such as radicalization, social division, or rampant misinformation. Here, freedom is not an excuse to offend, but an opportunity to build a more tolerant and enlightened society. Primary education, where children grow not to compete, but to understand themselves. What makes Denmark's education system unique is that in primary school, Children are not ranked by tests, rarely receive grades, and face no pressure from tutoring or academic overload. The core aim is not to produce the best students, but to nurture free-thinking individuals who are creative in problem-solving and confident in life skills. Children are encouraged to express emotions, collaborate rather than compete, and learn through real-life experiences, from crafts and gardening to group discussions and drama performances. Teachers act more as facilitators than as one-way transmitters of knowledge. The classroom atmosphere is calm, low on rigid rules, but rich in constructive interaction. This approach helps students disassociate self-worth from scores, avoiding early stress, anxiety, and mental health crises seen in many other systems. Danish children are taught that failure isn't something to fear. What matters is learning from it and moving forward. In a world changing by the day, Denmark chooses education not just to help children know more, but to help them live better. In Denmark, kids don't go to school to be number one. They go to learn who they are. Be honest. If you hadn't stressed over grades as a kid, would you be a genius or just a champion napper? Drop a comment and share your funniest or most traumatic school memory. From minimalist living to unthinkable tax policies, from morning coffee to clothing-optional beaches, Denmark truly makes the us rethink happiness and freedom. If you had the chance to live here for a month, do you think you'd adapt? Or have you ever experienced the Nordic lifestyle somewhere else? Share your thoughts in the comments below.